What's up YouTube, ODST General back again with the Orville Interactive Fan Experience. And for like the first time in what feels like a year, they have pushed a update to the beta for version 17 of this program. You know, it's not a game, but it keeps edging ever closer and closer to being a game. Oh man, it would be fantastic if they could just really go all in on the game aspect and just really go nuts with it. So yeah, anyways, they had a number of updates, so I want to kind of jump around the patch notes a little bit here, just depending on, you know, where we're at, so you can kind of go through transitions a little bit smoothly. So starting off, they have workshop content now for the game. So with the workshop, you're able to go in there and upload rooms that you've created, as well as download other people's rooms and stuff like that. So something you're going to be able to do is just check out like different quarters and stuff people have made, download their quarters if you really like the look of them, a lot of cool stuff like that, which is really neat. No modding support or anything like that like you'd typically expect with the workshop, but there's some neat things in there. Really quick though, I do have to change one thing on the audio because I forgot I put the music up and we gotta turn that off so we don't get hit with a copyright strike or anything like that, just in case. So let's shut that off. Now, they've also upgraded their characters to use the MetaHuman character creator. So, of course, you still have all the aliens and other costumes and stuff that you had before, but now you've also got, not only do they just look better, like the Krill and stuff like that, even the Mocklins all look a lot better, but you've got basically, you know, regular people, you got a lot of different options now. The only gripe I really have with this new character creator is that there is actually so many options. It's kind of a pain in the butt to go through it. So you've got, you know, masculine and feminine body types. You've got different heads you can go with the characters for, different skins and stuff like that. Different hairs. You can, you know, turn the hairs and stuff off too. So you can see this is the other thing, is sometimes there's a little bit of a hang when you're switching between stuff. So that's a little bit obnoxious too. Yeah, tons and tons of different options here. You got different eyebrows, different eyelashes, mustaches, and beards are options. The mustache really kind of blends in there. So yeah, just tons of options that you got for this character creator. I really love it. Or we're going to stick with the Danonians because, you know, Dan. And then they've got a new uniform, which is the Section 62 uniform, which is, of course, a kind of a spoof on Section 31, the Starfleet's kind of underground spy organization. So they've got this sweet new black uniform. So we're going to be sporting that as well because it's just neat looking. Then they've got a standalone level section here. So this has a few different areas that you can check out. It's got a set tour, council chambers, and the New Horizon Bridge. Now with the set tour, it's supposed to be like the physical set of the Orville, but I'm pretty confident this isn't how the Orville set is actually made. So I don't know if there's like a bug here and I'm like loading it into the wrong thing, or if it's just supposed to be. So this feels like it's like the original upload of the Orville Interactive Fan Experience, or not the original, but like one of the older builds. That is what that is. It's not like the actual set. But we've got the council chambers. This is a pretty cool area. There isn't really much you can do here. You know, nothing really interactive. It's just kind of a cool space. But you've got, yeah, just kind of this big open auditorium and everything, and pretty cool glass podium, I guess. So it's kind of neat. That's about it there, though. So we're going to go back to the main menu. And we're going to go back into standalone level. So then they've also got the New Horizons Bridge, which is actually much cooler. Still not a lot of stuff you can do with it, but still pretty neat. So we're going to load in here. And it's got the music, so hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. Again, I don't know if, I don't know, the music's turned down. I'm not sure what's... Yeah, that seems to be that the music in this particular thing is not tied to anything, unfortunately. Now, it's kind of a goofy camera angle just so they could do, like, the cinematic here. which I think is based off the trailer of the New Horizons show. Ooh, type in chat, we don't want to do that. But yeah, really gorgeous new looking bridge. Now, I don't know if they're going to do anything with this New Horizons bridge or not, because presumably the entire ship was redesigned. So I don't know if this is going to become kind of the primary interior for the ship going forwards. As you can see, it's like all the carpeting and stuff was replaced with metal floors. But everything's super dark. But really gorgeous looking new area. I love it with the emergency lighting and everything. So let's go ahead and swing downstairs real quick, and then you guys can see this is all locked up too. So not a whole lot to see or do here, but this is of the standalone sets. This is probably my favorite. It's just a really gorgeous looking set. So yeah, that's about it for this. So let's go ahead and head back out to the main menu again. So with that all being shown off, let's go ahead and go into games. So starting off in game, there is also a number of new spaces and functionality for the ship. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that. We're going to kind of jump back around again. So one of the big updates to the ship is power and repair, as they've put it, which is basically the ship now has power systems which will affect functions like speed, space of quantum travel, weapon power, shield power, stuff like that. We're going to spawn on the bridge. So spawning over on the bridge, let's go over here. And you guys can see the engineering section. There's also another one of these consoles in the engineering section as well. But basically, you've got the ability to switch between different power profiles. So you've got defense, which you can see with defense, it prioritizes deflector power and a little bit more sublight power. Flight puts the focus in quantum drive power and sublight power. Tactical switches it over to weapons and deflectors. And then you've got equalize, which is just kind of split between everything evenly. So that's pretty neat too. And again, there's another one of these consoles down in engineering, so we might check that out when we get down that way. Apologies. And then we've got repair teams now. So if you come over here to Bordis's console, there is a repair team assignment. So as the ship gets damaged now, the repair subsystems thing that you used to have to do, you can now send crew out to automatically repair those. You unfortunately won't actually physically see the crew repairing them, as best I can tell, unless you just need the NPCs enabled, because I forgot to do that. But you can actually send the crews out to repair them and everything, which is pretty neat. You can also toggle between the New Horizons design and Season 1 and 2 design when you're in the ship actions here. I'm just trying to remember where the NPCs are enabled, or if you can even enable the NPCs. I thought they used to be able to re-enable them through this menu here, but I don't remember how. It might be that they're just currently not available in this build either. As they're redoing stuff. I'm not sure. But yeah, really neat stuff. So yeah, you're able to send them out and assign them to different repair roles and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and let's actually test that out. So we're going to go back into here and we're going to go to ship settings or ship actions. And we're going to add some random ship damage. So we've taken a couple hits on the ship. Things are sparking and stuff. They've actually also updated the appearance and looks of all these sparks and damage, so they do look a lot better, a lot more particle effects if the ship takes heavy damage. Hulls get all smoky and stuff like that. So you can see we're on alert lighting here, and you can see one of the emitters for the port cannons have gotten destroyed. Now I don't know. With the emitter getting destroyed, I don't know if that's going to affect how the ship fires at all. I don't know if it'll only fire from one side. So it looks like it's still firing from both sides, but presumably the port side is going to be weaker, because the damage actually does affect the performance of the ship. So as you take damage in these various areas, it's going to have different effects. So we need to repair it. Now, we could come here and we could say, like, hey, come here and repair the port emitters or port weapons. But let's actually go in here. And I gotta remember, because I can't remember what deck this is on. It's down lower, I remember that. So it's down here, I believe. And then once we load in here, you can see we spawned in right in front of the port emitter, and you can see system destroyed, and then we have the option to repair it like before, but now there's mini games, and I have not done this mini game. There's at least 3 mini games because this is the 3rd one I've done, and there's probably more than that. Now, I don't actually know what I'm doing here. It looks like we have a certain code that's required, which it looks like it's the one above. So it looks like you might have to like scroll through code and stuff and find the specific code that they're looking for. So is this number 41? Well, a little bit higher pressure too if you're actually under attack. Like if you're playing this as a group and you're in the middle of a firefight and you're under attack. So this looks like the code we want here. I'm just double checking, make sure everything matches. So if we hit F, we select that. So now, oh man, there's another code it's looking for. So let's find that one, I guess. This looks like it might be it here. EXA. So we got another EXA thing here. Set 7. This looks like the correct one. So we've hacked. So we've now brought the weapon systems back online. You can see it's quit sparking, and the ship is back up to 100% from the damage it took. So we've successfully repaired the ship, and this seems like way off for some reason. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was zoomed in, I guess, because they're interacting with the console, but it was like lock zoomed in. Yeah, so you've got that. Now, that's one thing you can do. You can now actually go around. There's a bunch of different mini games when you're repairing the ship, making it a lot more engaging, especially I think if you're in like a roleplay group or something, or you're playing this game consistently and you're doing like firefights and stuff with your friends. Now you can actually have your friends running around the ship doing repairs as, you know, engineering teams, working in the different areas and stuff like that. You know, having people in engineering setting up the power, maybe on the bridge setting the power, and sending repair teams around. The mini games are fairly tricky and time consuming compared to what they were before, I would say, which is kind of a good thing. Some of them are maybe a little too difficult. It seems like they might be set to specific things depending on the area. Like, I know the one on the bridge is the one I struggled with, and it sounds like somebody else was saying, it was actually one of the developers was saying that was the same one that they kind of had a hard time with, and they just sent a repair crew to fix that particular one. So that's all pretty neat. That's really cool. They've added in a shuttle that now functions that you can leave the ship with. So we're going to go ahead and teleport down there. I forget again which area the shuttle bay is in. So this will just take me a second to find. There we go. This is the one we want. We're going to teleport here. You can see it's still loading in. But we can now open the shuttle door and come on board here. And fly the shuttle. And we can leave the ship. Now, leaving the ship, you tend to get stuff like this. It's pretty wonky as you leave between the ship and everything. So it's kind of like before. You know, the thing is they do a lot of trickery with this if you guys aren't really familiar with it. So as you get close to the ship, usually when you're looking inside the ship or outside of the ship, it's basically a screen that's showing you, you know, recording, for lack of a better descriptor, of what's going on there. It's not actually physically what you're seeing. It's not like Star Citizen where if you're like coming up on a ship and you're looking inside through the windows, you're seeing that person directly. It's kind of a trick to achieve the same effect where it's basically there's a camera recording it. So that's why sometimes when you approach windows and stuff and you're moving around in the Orville experience here, you get kind of this like wonky weird effect when you're actually looking through it. But this is the New Horizons version of the ship. But yeah, you can fly around, you can just check stuff out with the shuttle. So we could fly up here. Unfortunately, still no Phoenix class from Halo Wars here at the Union Dockyard. Still waiting on that ship to be added to be accurate to episode 1 of the Orville TV show. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to reboard the Orville, and we're going to disengage or leave the shuttle here. little bit wonky as we get close. You'll change the basically the instance to the hangar bay, so it kind of deletes around. It's not a very smooth transition. I'm sure that's something they're going to work on and improve, but for right now at least, that is not the case. And we actually need to change something because we still got emergency alert conditions on. So let's go ahead and let's go to condition normal. All right, so we've got that. We've got the new shuttle. We've got that. We've got some new spaces also on the ship and off of the ship. So let's go up to the bridge, and we're going to move the ship here. And then we're going to, before we leave the ship, we're going to go down and check out some other areas here. So let's go ahead and hop into the pilot seat and start moving the ship. Too far, too far. I'm trying to remember how you free look here, but I can't remember. So let's just go ahead and exit out. So you've got the all stop and stuff, but there's a new button that says dock. And if you hit dock, it will auto-align you to the Union dockyard if you're close enough and in the right position. It'll auto-align you and dock you to the station, which is actually really cool. So it's aligning us to dock us now. Ooh. Holy that was definitely not supposed to happen. Oh, I can't see. Oh, wow, we took... What is going on? What is going on? Why are we getting hit? Oh, wow. Alright, so... oh, I'm not quite sure what happened there. We must have backed into something really hard. We're going to send out some crews here to fix everything up. I guess our shields are down too. Holy cow. So you can see most of our stuff is destroyed. So I guess while that's going on, holy heck, that was not intended, guys. I promise you that I was not anticipating or planning on that. But on the bright side, now with all this damage, you can see all the smoke and stuff that spawns in the hallways. I really love it. Let's go ahead while we're waiting for this to repair, I guess, and we're going to make a detour I meant to make in a minute, and we're going to go down to Deck H, and there's a couple new labs down there. There's a geology lab and a physics or particle physics lab there down there, so these are going to be in really rough shape because, again, the ship's damaged and just absolutely wrecked. I should have set those repair crews to auto. But you can come down here. There's not a lot to do in either of these labs. Some neat things to check out, some doors to open up, but there isn't at least anything that I could find that's like really interactable or that you can really do too much messing with. So I'm not really going to spend too much time in here, be too concerned about the fact that everything's on fire. This is kind of a bunch of different rocks. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like the further away you get from the rock, the more invisible it becomes, or if that's like an LOD problem. I'm not sure if that's a bug or a feature. Let's cut through the stairwell. So we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to go to the particle physics lab, which is opposite the geology lab. God, this room's actually worse somehow. You got a number of different like particles here. Just basically showing off different particle effects. Nothing super crazy here. Got a little tiny sun. Nothing major. So then we're going to jump around again. I think we're going to go up to probably Deck B and check out the new area up there. So there is a new location in Deck B in the forward section of the ship, which is Stellar Cartography, which is kind of a neat section. This one's actually got some interactability. Nothing like super crazy or game-changing with it, at least so far. This one, it's a little less ideal that everything's sparking on fire. But basically, if you come in here, that's the main elevator from the bridge and stuff. If you come straight down off the elevator, this is where stellar cartography is. And you've got a few different consoles in here, but this primary center console actually has stuff that you can basically go on here. And you've got this screen of local star systems and stuff, and you're able to either select on the screen itself, and you'll get a list of planets and stuff that you got information for. So we're able to select the M-class star there, and you can see there's a bunch of different gas giants and ice planets and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if this is supposed to be sold. So this is like the current area around us. But you're able to come in here and select different planets. You can see this ice planet here has 3 moons. So it gives us a little bit of information on its orbital position 9, distance to star. And then, you know, on the other side you've got a nebula of some kind, which is 6 light years from us. I think the Union Dockyards are in orbit above Earth, and this M-class star is 6 light years, so I'm pretty confident that's not supposed to be the sun. But you can't select Earth, so that's kind of weird. But yeah, that's kind of a neat section, and then you can actually go to like random systems. You can't really see it. It says random system though, or random sector. And you can get a bunch of different areas, so you can get a bunch of different planets and get kind of information on those. It's not a lot of information, it's just basically distance and how many moons and stuff it has, but it's still kind of a fun area because it is interactive, which I really do like. Now, I think we need to run back up to the bridge here, and we need to check on our teams. I mean, we took a lot of damage. We got some repairs were up to 64% from 42%, but I'm guessing a lot of stuff is still damaged here. The port cannon, deck J. Well, we need to, I guess we need to actually fix this stuff here. I wasn't really planning on that because, well, to be honest with you guys, I was going to try and show off another area. This is the same one we already fixed, I think. Yeah. I don't want to fix the same one we already fixed, but okay. Alright, is this the one we need? This looks like it. Alright, then we've got another one that's going to be a little bit tougher to find. But I think this is probably it here. And then LDBC 1501. Which is there. Okay, perfect. So that system's fixed. A lot quicker now that we kind of know what we're doing, what we're looking for. Is there any other damage systems down here? This system says it's nominal. I think damage control teams are going to have a lot of fun, especially if that just happens from backing the ship up. So this one's assigned to a crew already. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, interesting. So we're able to turn the flow of the plasma. Do we need to curve it basically around so it's lined up with this? Is that what we're doing here? I feel like that's what we need to do, is we need to align the plasma to the circle here. I don't know, our guys fixed it. We don't really need to work on this anymore. I don't really know what I'm doing with this here, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm guessing, yeah, this is what we needed to probably do with it, presumably. But that's fixed, so we can just back out of there. All right, so the ship's back up to 100% after that. Let's try this again here. Now, this crash didn't happen the first time. So let's go ahead, and we're just gonna, I guess, keep alert on so that the crew's ready for whatever devastating absurdity happens here. I can't remember how to go third person on the ship. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it seems like it was broken, but so we docked now, so we zoom in. It might have been that we were actually just too close to the station too, but we zoom over and you can see there's a docking tube extended. So if we go down now, and I want to say it's down on the E deck here, we need to go down to, we can go ahead and disembark from the ship and go on to the Union dockyard. So let's go ahead. And we're actually just going to take the elevator instead of teleporting down to the E deck. And we're going to go ahead and... Which way do we need to go? Forwards. Yeah, forwards and then here. So we need to go to the starboard airlock because that's where we dock at. We're going to run down over here. Go through the airlock. I don't think both of those are supposed to open at once. Kind of a cool view, although if you're afraid of heights, you know, well, space is relative, so just think you're low down, not high up. But yeah, it's definitely big open tube, a lot of glass. It's kind of weird. Not a lot of walkway space, you know. That's a little unusual for a ship. I feel like it's not, you know, this is supposed to be kind of a smaller ship, but I feel like given the number of crew, even a ship that size, you feel like you'd probably have a little bit bigger of a walkway that more people could walk on. But you can come onto the station here, so there's a whole new area. Not a lot to check out, no map, unfortunately. There's a couple of lounges on the side that you can't actually go into, they're locked. Really the only thing you can check out over here is a new bar, which is pretty awesome section though, pretty cool place to hang out. You can come in and... This is actually, it looks like it's kind of half or a modified version of like half of the multiplayer level where you're able to like fight and do capture the flag and stuff like that. There's working replicators or whatever. And this is called the Star Bar apparently. I didn't actually know that, but pretty cool fish tank. And then if you come up here, you don't actually need to come up here. You can look at it from down there, but up here is the better view. You got a little section up here, but a beautiful view of the Orville docked with the dockyard, which is pretty cool. And you can see the tube extending out to the ship. Now I don't know, but I would presume that if you're playing multiplayer, if somebody was running along in here, you would actually be able to see them, because it does seem like the windows over there aren't like the windows on the Orville itself, where it's kind of pretending to be a window, recording like stuff as it happens. It looks like it's actual physical windows, because this is probably a much less complex space, despite being a little bit larger than, you know, specific parts of the Orville. But I don't know for sure. I could be wrong. Definitely, like, looking into the station, you can't see into the station from here. But you can definitely see the other way around. What else do we have? Do we have anything else to really show off to you guys? So we showed off the standalone levels. We didn't show off the set tour. There is obviously the new HUD, which you guys may have seen. There is actually something we can show you guys. Let's go ahead and teleport here. I guess we can go to the armory on A deck would probably work. So let's go ahead and teleport up to the armory. There's also some new music added, but again, I do have the music muted. So one change they've added is they've now added in ammunition. So when you use weapons, you actually have to have ammo in order to reload. But what's kind of neat, and I don't think this was in previously, is you can see on the left with the HUD is you've got the weapon, which just shows the PM57R, which is not what this is. This is a krill rifle. But you can see our ammunition counter. But you also see a couple of squares with a plus or minus. If you actually hit the plus or minus on the numpad, you can actually change that. Now, what's pretty cool is you're actually changing essentially the power of the weapon. So if we come down over here, start shooting up the hallways, That's the lowest power. And that's the highest power. That basically increases like spread, but it also increases like fire rate and stuff like that too. So that's really awesome. I really dig that. And it is like that for pretty much every weapon, as best I can tell. So, you know, we've got the pistol. Alright, so even the pistol at max power doesn't really change too much. The other weapons do, like the shotgun and the other rifle. A little bit wonky with some of the hit detection there. Yeah, so it's basically you get higher fire rate but with a lot less accuracy, or you can go with like a lower power, which is slower fire rate, but you get much more accuracy, which is probably the smart way to go, honestly. But I suppose if you have a bunch of Krill or Kalons invading your ship, you probably don't necessarily mind having kind of a shotgun effect with it. So, you know, whatever way best suits you. So that's really cool, though. I really like that. The new weapons and stuff like that. There is a few things that have been enabled and disabled with the beta and everything too, but I think that's pretty much everything to show off for version 17. The video went a little bit longer than what I was anticipating, but there was a lot of neat features and stuff to show off. I may have missed some stuff there. You know, keep in mind this is the beta build, so there's again going to be bugs and stuff you guys saw and encountered during this video, or if you're playing it yourself. That's probably going to change or get fixed before it goes live. Performance seems to have dipped a little bit because of MetaHuman, some other graphics settings, so I could probably tweak that and get a little bit smoother performance. And I'm sure that's something they're going to address and continue to improve going forwards. But other than that, I really dig this, and I'm really excited for this this update. It's definitely really cool. Again, if you're like a fan of like engineering and stuff, having those mini games on like repairing the ship if the ship gets damaged is really awesome. I really dig it. And it just makes things a lot more fun. So, other than that, guys, take it easy. I'll see you all in the next one.